This is a Cincy fan talking with LP. You can catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. You say it like it sounds, just leave off the G. If you have ideas for the show, you can reach me at Cincy_fan talk at yahoo.com. If you have any suggestions for the show, make sure you leave them there. Who knows, you might find yourself as part of the show. Any feedback would be definitely appreciated. And also, make sure you hit the Linktree page that's on my Twitter. Make sure you click on that. You can find all the different ways to contact me there. Enjoy the show. What's up? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of a Cincy fan talking with LP. This is LP. Appreciate y'all coming past, stopping through, listening to another episode. If you're a first timer, definitely appreciate you coming through and listening to me for a little spell. You could be doing anything. You could be spending your time doing whatever you feel like. You decided to come through and check me out, so I definitely appreciate that. If you're somebody that you always ride with me, definitely appreciate the loyalty. 100% respect it. Please take time to click through the link tree. It's a lot of causes I want you to go ahead and check out. A lot of stuff that's important to me. I just hope you check some stuff out. Share it if you can. Donate. It's important to just share it. If you could just share it, send it to somebody else so they could send it to somebody else, I would appreciate that. So if you could do that for me, that would help me out a ton, and it would help them out a ton. So if you could do that, that would be great. So I spent about a month and a half talking about how down I was on the NFL. Like, I still feel that way. Yet there I was in front of my television watching my Bengals, like, and that's how I felt. And I was thinking about it too, because I was tweeting about it the whole time, like, talking about, how I wanted the Bengals to win, living it down with every play. And I started thinking about it, like, is it hypocritical for me to do this? And in a way it is, and in a way it's not, because I still feel the way I feel about the NFL. Like, I mean, you got fans in Kansas City booing when, they asking, to take a moment to pause about racial equality. And that's all they asking you to do. Have a moment of silence for racial equality. And you got the fans in Kansas City booing. What type of shit is that? Like, that's crazy. That's what make me, like, I can't stand the NFL for that. Then you got all these bullshit, like, we sing and lift every voice and sing just so we could, like, not have us kneel for the national anthem. Like, come on, man, it's crazy to me. But I want to see the Bengals win. And I feel like I can separate me wanting to see the Bengals win from me not respecting the NFL. And I feel like I'm at peace with that. And at first I really couldn't see that. But, like, I kind of get it. Like, I'm a Bengals fan through and through. But the NFL has just done a lot of things to make me just not like the NFL. Like, I got one fantasy team. And I barely followed it. We're going to talk about Spectrum in a second. Like, I didn't follow any other football on Sunday. I heard about what happened in Kansas City, through somebody else, and then I kind of like did back channels and watched the rest of that. Like it was, I mean, I just feel some type of way about the NFL now. I just really do. But as far as the Bengals, though, I feel like Joe Burrow will be all right. I'm worried about him. I got to say I'm worried about him. I'm worried about him making it through the entire year because that offensive line is trash. Like, it is bad. It's stinky diapers bad. Like, I don't understand how you can make an investment as important as a quarterback and then not invest in the offensive line. Everything flows through the offensive line. If you don't have enough time for your quarterback to pass, how you gonna get the ball off? If you don't have enough time for your running back to find a hole, how are they effective? How are your wide receivers effective? Like, nothing works without the offensive line. That's where the investments have to go through. And true, they did work with Jonah Williams. They got him, but how is Bobby Hart starting? Is everybody else that bad? Like, real talk. Like, it worries me that he's starting. Like, because if he's starting, everybody else must be full-fledged trash. Like, this man is a revolving door, dude. Like, like it's really not good. Having said that, Burrow did everything that I expected him to do as a rookie. He did some dumb shit, and then he followed it up with some stuff that made you go like, he gonna be all right. I'm not about to dump on the kicker. I'm not. It's easy to go ahead and be like, dang, the kicker lost the game. But let's think about this. Like, let's really think about this. We saying the kicker lost the game when the Chargers running game did work in the second half. We saying the kicker lost the game when the Bengals had 2 chances to win that game long before the kicker stepped on the field. And it ended up being an interception. And then after that, we had a very questionable pass interference call. It's a team sport, man. It really is. You can't put everything on one person. You can't. It's unfair. You can't do that. It's a team sport. I learned that as a coach a long time ago. You can't do that. You can't. I mean, he played a part. The kicker definitely played a part in him not winning the game, but it's not all on him. He didn't do his job. But there was a lot of people that didn't do their job. So, I mean, he'll get his fair share. But let's not just completely dump on the kicker. And I don't know if he was hurt or not. Like, I don't like when people do that. Like, if somebody say they hurt, unless you got, like, actual proof, that man was hurt. Flat out. Unless you know for a fact that he wasn't hurt, he was hurt. I mean, it's football. The game is hard enough as it is. Like, who are you to say if he was hurt or not? Like, he out there getting, they out there getting hit. They out there playing in a pandemic. Chill out. If he say he hurt, he hurt. Overall, my take on Burrow, if you're grading somebody from an A to F scale, I say it was a solid C. I'll give him that. He looked more or less like Andy Dalton out there. I mean, to me. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying Andy Dalton should be back. But if he looked like Andy Dalton, like, on his first game here, he can only get better. So, that's my take on that. I got 5 on this. So that's my 1. For number 2, Spectrum is real live, the dope game. Like, hey, if you work for Spectrum, you out here hustling. Like, you you selling rocks right now. It's crazy. Check out what Spectrum did. Now, I had no clue this was happening because I really didn't care about like football for a while. And plus, if you got NFL Red Zone, you know for a fact that you're not watching the NFL Red Zone channel until, I don't know, September. You're not turning that joint on until about the first game of the season. When that last game of the season goes off, you're not turning on the NFL Red Zone until the first game of the season. It's a useless channel to you until the first game of the season. It doesn't matter. You skipping past it because it's a dead channel. You're going to see that little blank screen. All it says on it is, thanks for watching the NFL Red Zone channel, yada, yada, yada. Tune back next season. So nobody had a clue that the Spectrum hustle was on. It's the hustle. Spectrum pulled the hustle. Here's what they did. Unbeknownst to anybody, Spectrum took about 8 or 9 sports channels. Because it's a pandemic, right? They know that we want our sports. They took these channels and put them in a different package. We already had all of these channels. Well, people like me did. If you're wondering why somebody like me has cable anyway, if you have kids, you probably have cable or satellite. If you don't have kids, you probably don't have cable or satellite. I can't cut the cord. It's impossible for me to cut the cord. You can't have like kids running around and try to hunt for channels. That's ridiculous. I need all my channels in one spot. I do. I need that Nickelodeon right there. I need all those on-demand channels, Jack. I need all of those. What Kendrick Lamar said, yeah, Jack, I need all this. Like, I'm just saying. Well, that's Anderson .Paak. Sorry about that. That's what I need. Just saying. So, what Spectrum did was they took all of these channels and they just moved them off of what we already had, and they put them into a separate package. And then they charged an extra $5 a month for them. And I'm like Martin on that episode where they tried to do the rent increase on them. I'm like, I ain't paying the $5. I'm like, I'm not. Because for one, I'm like, I don't really care about the Red Zone channel. For one. And for two, the rest of the channels were like pure trash. Like, I don't want that outdoor channel. Like, what do I care about the outdoor channel? And then you got the Olympic channel. Yeah, I'll need that next year. Like 2021. I'm not about to pay for that channel and then let it lay dormant for an entire year. I'm good on that. And the rest of the channels that they trying to sell me, we already got those. What, ESPNU? What, we already got those. So it's like, I'm paying you an extra $5 a month. Forget that. And I'm just on some stubborn shit anyway at this point. Like, no. Like, you're not getting an extra $5 for me. At first, I didn't know what they were doing. And then it just hit me because I remember these commercials popping up like, yeah, you know, get the sports package. Extra $5 a month. When you look at your cable bill, you notice that it just goes up a little bit every 5 or 6 months. I swear, when I first got my cable bill, it was like $89.99 a month. It has inflated so much in the past couple of years. It is utterly ridiculous, and there's like no competition as far as cable goes. There's none. it's I gotta find a way to be a cable provider. There's like so much money in this. It's it's the dope game. It really is, because how can you get by without cable or satellite? I mean, you basically have to cut the cord, and then you have to like grab all of these different types of services and piece them together, and it's like it's just crazy. Um, I want to be through with Spectrum so bad, like so it if you out there and you have any type of like substitution package, if you have any type of different way that you do like your cable service or like your satellite that's better, hit me up, let me know, tweet me or send me an email or something like that. Let me know how you get down as far as like your cable or satellite, or even if you like you have a family and you found a way to cut the cord and it works out for you. Let me know how you get it done, because I'm at the point with Spectrum where I'm like, I'm good. I'm I'm like really done with Spectrum at this point, which leads me in a different path with my number three, and this is kind of weird, and it's I almost got caught in the middle of a Trump rally, and my wife warned me about this, that this could possibly happen to me, and I actually listened to her, because sometimes like sometimes us guys we don't listen to the ladies, but this time I did, and I narrowly escaped getting caught in a Trump rally. So here in Cincinnati, right, they were like the Trump folks. They were doing this caravan around the 275 loop. Now, for those of y'all don't know about the 275 loop, you can actually Google this. The 275 loop that goes around Cincinnati is like the biggest circular loop in America, I believe. It's like the biggest circle loop around. It's kind of weird. And what was happening is the Trump supporters were doing like some kind of loop in the slow lane all the way around 275. Right. I know. So I had to get my car repaired about a week ago. The same problem keeps popping up with my car over and over and over again. And I have to drive it all the way out to the same place to get it fixed. So I'm going to pick it up because they give me a rental for free or whatever. So I have to go pick it up. I'll drop the rental off and then I go pick it up. There's an accident while I'm in my car. I was trying to get it as fast as I possibly could so I wouldn't get caught in a rally, because the last thing I wanted was people to mistake me for a Trump supporter. I had a plan and everything. Like, I was simply gonna like blast fuck Donald Trump as loud as I possibly could so people would know, like, hey, like that's not me. That's not what I do. So there was an accident on 275, and there's like traffic backed up super far, and you can see all of the Trump supporters in the slow lane caught up in traffic, and you can see all of these people trying to get out of the slow lane, trying to get over into like the other two lanes of traffic. So I got a decision to make. I'm like, do I get off of the expressway into the slow lane so I can like avoid the mess that's in the front, but hop off in the slow lane where they are? Or do I get over with all of like the people that are stuck in traffic but not get caught up with the Trump supporters. I'm like, damn, decisions. uh, I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I really don't. I really don't need these problems. So what I did was I found like this large group of people that definitely weren't Trump supporters, because it was crazy. They all had like the big flags, like the big Trump Pence flags hanging out of the big rigs and all of that. It was so I just found like a long line of Donald Trump supporters, and like I just waved my arms as much as I possibly could to get over. I kind of like slid in between them, and I'm like, I'm not trying to get caught in the middle of a Trump rally. I do not. I don't. I don't need those problems. That's not my thing. And while I was sitting there, I was just kind of thinking like what makes a person vote for Trump? Like I don't get it. I actually took to Twitter and I put this out there. I'm like, what makes somebody vote for Trump? I actually asked the question. I was sitting in the car thinking about this. Because here's the thing. The stuff that they said 4 years ago, I don't really think that flies anymore. Like, I don't really think you can say this stuff. The stuff about the economy, you know, the stuff about bringing jobs over and all of that. I don't really think that flies the way it did 4 years ago. And the thing about Trump is, you can't push parts about him to the side and accept the stuff that you like. That's the thing about people. You got to accept everything about them. You can't just take the part that you like and erase the rest. I mean, you know what he is now. Personally, I think you knew what he was 4 years ago. I mean, you saw all of the controversies just like we did. It was just sitting right there for you. Everybody used, well, he's a great businessman and he's going to bring jobs to America, and they just used all that stuff as a front. But what would make somebody vote for him now? After seeing everything that he's done to America, not for America, but to America. I just really would like somebody to answer that question for me, because I hear all the Biden bashing, and I hear everybody saying stuff like, you know, people aren't voting for Biden, they're voting against Trump and stuff like that. But I never really hear anybody saying why they will vote for Trump. It makes no sense to me. I just feel like any other presidential candidate, Republican or Democrat, would have been excluded from this race, I don't know, right before they started, if they did a tenth of what Donald Trump did. And that's not me being biased towards any political party. That's me just being politically honest. I'm sure Richard Nixon is looking at this and going like, really? Like, he gets away with this? Like how did he pull this off? I mean, I'm sure he would love to know how he pulled this off. It's just kind of crazy that just because certain people want certain things, he's allowed to walk away with all types of mess. And everybody else is kind of like, oh, well, as long as we get these judges appointed or whatever. I mean, to me, it's worse than ridiculous. So that's my third thing. So that's my number three. My number four thing kind of depressed me at first. And then I started thinking about it, and I felt kind of good. turned on the TV. I think it was Saturday. It was later on Saturday. After I ducked the Trump rally, and noticed that the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was celebrating its 30-year anniversary, and immediately felt depressed for a second. Like, damn, that's 30? Like, I remember being in the crib watching that on Monday night, prime time, and that's 30? Me and the wife looked at each other like, ouch. Like, ouch. And then we started thinking about it like, I mean, it don't make us super duper old. I mean, it wasn't like we was 20 when it first came out. But, I mean, at the same time, I mean, a little bit of time has flown past. I mean, it was definitely a quality show. It had a rocky start. Like, if you watch the first couple of episodes, you was kind of like, oh no, but it definitely found its footing. It turned out to be a solid show. Still a little upset that what they call her, dark skinned Viv, uh, Janet Hubert Witten. I'm still a little upset that she decided to part ways with the show because she was a really strong actress, and like what she brought to the show, it never really got replaced. I mean, if we're being honest, like part of the show got lost when she left, but the rest of the cast was able to pick it up pretty well. I mean, it still worked. As far as this reboot, the reboot can work and the reboot can flop. I can see this going either way. And this is a different tone for me because at first I didn't see this working at all. But when I started thinking about it and when I started watching the old show again, I can see this working because as the original show kept going, it took a different tone. Like, it was still funny. It was definitely still funny. But if you notice the tone of the show, they took on stronger issues. And it was still funny. But as Will Smith got better as an actor, they were able to carry on heavier themes. And as the themes got heavier, they were able to carry on not necessarily darker tones, but the drama got better. Like when Will got shot, like episodes like that. When Will's father came back, these episodes you could see the drama, like you could see stuff like that. So I can see the reboot kind of carrying like I said, not necessarily a darker tone, but a more dramatic tone. For it to work, it's really more on the consumer. It's more on the audience. What we have to do is we have to go into it with an open mind. We can't go into it like, oh, well, in this episode, this is supposed to happen. Or in this episode, this is supposed to happen. We can't go into it like that. We got to go into this like, don't expect anything. Expect for this to be completely different. It's reimagined. If it's reimagined, it's new. It's somebody else's idea of what they saw. If I'm drawing a picture of something I saw, I'm taking inspiration from a picture and I'm drawing it in a different way. Don't expect my picture to be the same as the picture that you saw. Because if you expect my picture to be like that picture, you're going to be disappointed. That's what you need to think when you see this reboot. I wouldn't even call it a reboot. I would call it a reimagining. I would stay away from a reboot. A reboot is something like Roseanne, something like that. You're using the same characters, same house. It's the same thing. I wouldn't call this the same thing. I would stay away from that. If you can do that, this can work. Here's how this cannot work. It's the trailer. The trailer was fire. The trailer was awesome. That's the dangerous thing about a trailer. Sometimes the trailer takes all of those good parts, but that was the movie. That was the show. The show took all of the great parts, and everything else was a letdown. I think the best depiction of a fire trailer and everything else being a letdown was in the show Entourage, which, by the way, got a horribly bad rap. I feel like Entourage was like a really good show, but people kind of saw what they wanted to see in that show. People kind of saw sex and, like, you know, naked women running around and everything. But really, it was a simple story. It's really a story of a guy that made it and brought his friends along with him and saw that Los Angeles was a different place. That's basically what Entourage was. And they had to find their way through it. And the story arc was up, down, up, down. It was a really interesting story. I mean, they probably could have did like the less sex and all of that stuff, but I digress. In Entourage, you remember when Vinny Chase did Medellin and Eric, his boy, knew that the movie was trash. He knew it. He didn't want to believe it because Vinny was so close to it. But the trailer was absolutely fire. And he sold that trailer and sold it so well they got in the cans. And they sold the movie in cans. And then they previewed the movie. And the movie was trash. This is the danger of a fire trailer. Is dangerous. When you sell something with just a trailer, you still got to get the rest of the stuff. And that's the thing. You got to make sure the rest of your stuff is tight. So everything else has to be just as fire as the trailer. And that's really the dangerous part about this. That's really the only thing I'm worried about. Can they live up to the hype of the trailer? When something is so good as just a small clip, it's kind of hard to live up to it. It really is. So that's really the only thing that can make it not work. I mean, the build up. People hyping it up to be something bigger than what it is. So if you can, I wouldn't say dial down the hype. I wouldn't say do that. But just make sure you can live up to it. Because you want it to be hype. Like, you want it to be a buzz. But just make sure you can live up to it. I say. But I would say overall, I'm more excited about seeing a reimagining of the Fresh Prince than I was before. But that was on the strength of me, like, watching older episodes and seeing the evolution. Because I didn't recognize how it evolved before. You know, you kind of remember the beginning and the end, and it's kind of like, I don't know if that's gonna work. I mean, it was just kind of funny, but I mean, Will Smith really evolved as an actor, and everybody around him, he had a really solid cast. Like, people sleep on that, like they really do. Like, his cast was absolutely solid, like a rock solid cast, and they helped him evolve into what he was at the end of that show. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing something like that. I'm I feel like I'm in for, let's not call it a reboot. Let's call it a reimagining of Bel Air. So that was my 4. which leads me to what I got 5 on. So, and I might need a little bit of help on this. I'm I'm on some weird stuff. I'm doing something different with a music playlist. So I decided to make my own little music playlist because I'm just on some different stuff. But I decided that for this one, when I pull music, I can only use an artist twice, and after that, I can't use their music anymore. And it's giving me all sorts of problems because I'm like, Michael Jackson, 2 songs only. Ouch. Prince, 2 songs only. How am I only use 2 Prince songs? Like I found 3, and then I had to take one off. I'm like, yikes. If you got a song that you really feel like needs to be on a playlist, hit me up, send me a tweet, send me an email. I'll check it out, and if I feel like it definitely needs to be on my music playlist, I'll add it. Anything but country. Um, there will not be a country song on my playlist. Shout out to all the country folks out there, but it's just not me. Like, I know my lanes. I I can vibe with pretty much anything except a country song. I I don't even really bash country. It's just I tried it, and I just can't do it. I don't really have any country jokes. I don't really do that stuff. I I just can't vibe with it. It's just my thing. But I've been trying to get this playlist together, like just to have different things to listen to. I thought Sirius XM would be like my savior. Even they end up playing like the same songs, which is absolutely weird to me. Are you Sirius XM and you playing the same songs? That's weird. How does this happen? You got like all types of music to choose from. It's weird. So hit me up if you got something. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and tip on out of here. We're gonna shut it down for this week. We on pretty much every Tuesday. So let me know what you think about the show. You can go ahead and send a tweet. You can go ahead and hit us on Anchor. Go ahead and do what you do. I'm really excited about the direction of the show. We definitely got some new angles we're gonna try in the next couple of weeks. Looking forward to getting some guests in here in the next month or so. Finally decided to stop being a little bit lazy with mine and get some guests on board. So really excited about that in the next month and a half. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, as always, life is good. Catch y'all next week. Peace out. If you're not ready for the conversation to end, I'm not either. Make sure to catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy Fan Talking. Leave off the G at the end of it, and we can keep the conversation going. Also, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you can catch the next episodes. The episodes will drop every Tuesday. If there's a change in that, I'll make sure to let you know. Appreciate the support. As always, life is good.